on this lovely full moon in Leo for the 5D collective. It is a beautiful, beautiful day as the inner world is not working through charges in a way that a person is not going to be aware of. So the 5D is a pacha, as in the Emperor's New Groove, and basically you're an integrated brain. That's why kindness and compassion is all that you experience. And while we have Yzma's, Kronk's, the squirrel, and the Emperor, right? So anybody who doesn't know it, the Emperor, Cusco, he even at the end of the story keeps on not knowing how to take ownership of what he wanted to do, which was to basically get rid of an entire village because he felt like it, since he wanted a castle. And even though he's not telling the truth, meaning he's actually accusing Pacha, you lied to me about, Pacha knows what's going on because Pacha is the actual secure attachment figure. So he's a 5D collective person. He has integration of the brain, as I said before. That translates to kindness and compassion. And so 5D mystics are in this boat, which is why we don't have sagas with our twin flame. Our oversoul remains intact. In fact, it settles in and expands. So we add people to our oversoul. It's cute when it happens too, because you feel like I'm an expanding cosmos, and it's really amazing. And other people, the 4D, they're more of Yzma or the squirrel. The squirrel gets upset at Cusco because Cusco is not nice to him when he offers him a whatever that was, an acorn. And that's because Cusco is scared. He thought it was a lion. And so he reacts by being pissed because it's not a lion. So now he knows that you're a small thing. I'm going to take my anger and frustration and fear essentially on you. And he throws the acorn at the squirrel. But the squirrel is not truly kind, because when Cusco falls in the pit, they're not leopards. I screwed that one up in the other video. They're panthers. The squirrel is ready to now have Cusco be killed, look, by others. So he doesn't even have the ability, in fact, because he's a squirrel, to do the job of revenge himself, which, by the way, defeats the entire thing of how you're not a kind squirrel. You're just lying. Yzma, on the other hand, because of her years and years of whatever, she thinks she can, do whatever she wants. And she's surprised at how Cusco fires her, but she raised him in a very specific way. So why is she surprised? We wonder, because she's obviously not aware of that. So let's get to some of this lovely psych education before we keep moving forward. Pacha and all of this, again, like the Zen master and like anybody who is an integrated brain, there's kindness and compassion because we know our soothe system. So as long as we're interacting with different personalities, you will either be able to have direct communication, tell me the truth, or you will hide it. And when we see hiding, whether it's a squirrel, Yzma, Kronk, whatever, Cusco, don't matter, we know how to handle it with kindness and compassion because we have a whole self, no trauma lingering, no charges, and we don't exaggerate what we like or don't like. That's called Dharma, by the way. And that's because we're consciously aware and conscious lovers. That's for my polyamory and my monoamory group. We are securely attached, so we know how to be functional adults all the time, not just sometimes. And you actually don't need to be an adult because you have meta-awareness even as you're growing up. I remember using it. I still do. The inner growth mindset. The only way you're actually going to even use it effectively is if you have meta-awareness. So when your emotions come up, you don't say, oh, I have a heartbreak and all these gold stars are here. Let me come and exaggerate the pain, because that's the only way you get to be in enlightenment, because that's how I translate what I'm reading from any of those spirituality people. So that's the human suffering love narrative. They translate anything they read into suffering. Human love narrative says, oh, okay, that's interesting. Well, the pain isn't really why you actually expand. It's because you got creative and you thought outside the box. Look at that. Wow, no rumination. Oh, look, emotion. Just handled. Meta-awareness does that. So here's the, again, when you work with people, it is important to help them understand what they're feeling and why they're feeling that way, because people don't all know this. Because when you have structural dissociation, which is really you don't know how to handle all that comes up, and it happens in a variety of ways. I'm not the definer of anything. No, that's why I'm woo-woo pseudoscience lady. I respect that. I know my courses, but I know the things that I learned, and I know the things that are still not always 100% like in depth, and that's okay because again, they're there for us. If I need them, I can call them, like the Ghostbusters. But actually, as a mystic, I don't need to call the Ghostbusters because I know all about that sphere in a very beautiful way. Akashic records, really nice to do, as well as having downloads of your past lives, future lives. And that one I really enjoy a lot. I actually have shared with my loved ones about our future together. And so it's fun when they take you seriously. And it's okay when they don't because, we get it. I don't believe in evil. That's right. Yes, I don't. Actually, no, I have a scale. I'll be a smart person. There's a scale. He's a forensic criminologist, Michael Stone. And all of those people, 1 to 22, including the Machiavellian, the psychopath, and the narcissist, they need a good therapist. They're not devils. They're not coming out of anywhere. They're people. They're not heartless. They just need a good therapist to help them get through trauma memory, which is painful. Dysregulated and modulated embodied selves. It's not fun when that shit comes up. That's why they suppress it back down with alcohol, fucking, drugging, food, whatever becomes compulsive, and they remain misaligned. And the motivation to get out of the dysfunctional maladaptive pattern, well, when you meet adults who actually make fun of adults who are still not drinking alcohol, you know that people in the human suffering love narrative love action movies. And there's where you find out that they think pseudo aliveness, because they don't have meta awareness. They have, I'm ruminating and I'm a pattern and I can't notice it even when it's being presented to me. You know what happens when a pacha, because the eyes are the eyes are the entrance to, we don't have to call it a soul, it's all of your nonverbal stuff. So I, as anybody who is present with you, and I look at you from my higher social functioning areas, I'm attuning to you. So I'm going to be able to tune to you. And because you're not a threat, due to the fact that whether you believe in religion, I don't care. None of that makes any difference to how I love you, because I'm safe, because you don't have a weapon. Oh, I have healthy self-worth. So 5D person is not trying to be, again, like the squirrel, let me think of myself as pretty nice. And then when you go and do something that's not nice, I get to justify my actions of basically I'm going to have you killed by somebody else. Again, fictitious, but people love stories. So the example is, let me justify what I'm about to do because I'm kind and you're not. Yeah, okay. So anyone not know how to, I'm pretty sure a lot of people know how to take ownership. And just to say, yeah, you know what? Sometimes we all can be assholes, but we don't want to be. So let's not be, huh? As we grow up, it's very easy. Full moon. 5D Collective knows all about the squirrels and the Ismas and the Kronks and the Cuscos, and if they're 5D, they're Pacha. And so only kindness, compassion, and also wit. Our brain works, and we will do our best to make sure all people always know how amazing they are. And when sometimes there are things that come up in those unique ways of, you're a liar, liar, pants on fire, but it's like that laugh where it's like, you're just teasing now. And some of your lovely loved ones, this has happened recently, they're like, Maria, I was like, I didn't mean it that way, but the thought came up because they lied. They made a joke that was a lie. It's one of those things. I don't even know how to explain it, but it's true. There's a difference in right here. Your ventral vagal nervous system and just all your nervous system, it controls all of this. So, okay, when we are able to feel all these different things, feelings, and allow thoughts to come and go freely, that is when we can actually relax. This is Ron Siegel, PhD. And as pointed out by our lovely Patrick Tiahan, children who are lied to start to lie to themselves. They also start lying to others at times. And that's why we understand when we have Cuscos, Ismas, again, the squirrel, and Kronks, because we, on the other hand, did not take and say, let me not meet my heart body and value body. No, I will stand as a person who knows there's no one who's heartless, and I will not actually use the word devil, evil, or demon and make up an excuse of why I should treat you any differently than a person. And then you get educated by good trauma and attachment informed, and you have a way to understand even more how we are going to either come together as all Pachas and support those people to move into, at the very least, Cusco, and maybe, we get them to Pacha too, and if not, it's okay. But the right brain is what connects you to eye contact. And then when you're able to remember we're all human and we all have a heart, you know that those who lie, it's because they don't know how to tell the truth. It's not because they lose trust. They're just not yet there. So we learn to say, okay, see you tomorrow.